Thank you so much for joining us for the 2026 Cookie Program Troop Volunteer Training. I am excited to go over all of the details about the upcoming 2026 Cookie Program with you throughout this training. I will note that if you are looking for more information on either of the two cookie systems or technology that we use for the Cookie Program, there is a separate training for that called the Cookie Technology Training. We will cover all of the finer details of our cookie program in this training here. I would be remiss without starting by discussing our 2026 Cookie Rally. Now is the time to register for this really fun program that will be hosted at the Interstate Center in Bloomington. It's a great way for your troop Girl Scouts and caregivers to come together and celebrate getting ready to be brave, fierce, and fun for the cookie program. So if you need more information or would like to register, please feel free to visit our website, getyourgirlpower.org. As I just mentioned, this year's theme is Brave, Fierce, Fun, also shortened to BFF. As you may recall, if you participated in the Fall Product Program, that was the same theme. The mascots are different between Fall Product and Cookies. For Fall Product, it was a grizzly bear. For the Cookie Program, it is the black-footed ferret that you see pictured here. The 2026 Cookie Program is going to run February 13th through March 29th this year. Please note that March 29th date is a loose ending date. It's not a hard and fast end date where no more cookie action can be taken. That is just a signal to our volunteers that that is the time when our council will stop ordering additional cookies. We will have cookies on hand if you need to come in and place a walk-in order or get additional cookies, but we won't be bringing in any more after March 29th. Taking a look at what we achieved last year with our 2025 cookie program, the first thing we did was said farewell to the Toastier variety. Personally, that was a favorite of mine, so I was sad to see that variety go, but I am excited about the variety we're able to debut that we'll look at the next slide. We also added a Universal Studios trip for any girl who earned 3,000 or more packages. So this was in addition to a choice between a Disney World trip or the MacBook Pro laptop as well. We also saw an improved troop cookie bonus opportunity for our volunteers. So this past year, our troops could earn $150 troop bonus by placing a 1,000 package minimum order, initial order, and having a per girl average of 200 packages per girl. So taking a look at what's new for 2026, our new cookie, the Explore Mores, is our newest addition that we're very excited about this year. Hopefully you've had a chance to try this cookie by now, but if not, cookie season is coming and that's a great time to try those as well. This is, as you can see, a chocolate sandwich cookie that does have Rocky Road inspired flavors. There is no allergen in this cookie other than peanuts. So I do want to note that there is a peanut allergy with this cookie, but there is no other allergens beyond peanuts. ABC Bakers is going to offer an improved smart cookies experience. Primarily, the two biggest things are going to be the ability to know which of your orders was a planned order before it was converted to a transfer. The other feature is going to be some linked reports in the spaces where you need them. So really trying to make the experience in smart cookies more user-friendly. Our digital cookie users are also going to experience an improved digital cookie. Mostly that's going to be with our volunteers and the fact that you'll no longer have the site lead position. That will all be underneath the troop leader login. So those are all fun and great things, but most importantly, I am very excited to be able to announce that we are decreasing our digital cookie shipping fees for 2026. So in this day and age, it's not often that I am able to offer decreased fees, but here they are for this year. So we'll take a look at those about midway through the training. So, taking a look at some of the Troop Volunteer Cookie Program basics, I first wanted to introduce our cookies to you. Within the United States, there are two different Girl Scout cookie bakers. One is known as Little Brownie Bakers, often called LBB. The other is ABC Bakers, which stands for America's Best Cookies. We do proudly partner with ABC Baker as our baker, and we have done so for the last several years. With them being our baker, we are able to offer the five core classics that you see listed here in green. Those do include the Thin Mint, Caramel Delight, Peanut Butter Patty, Trefoil, and Peanut Butter Sandwich. We also have four crowd pleasers that are unique to ABC Baker. Those are the Lemonades, the Adventureful, the Explore More, and the Gluten-Free Chocolate Chip. I do want to note that the other baker does have a version of the Adventureful and the Explore More, but the recipes do vary, and typically we hear that customers prefer our baker as those varieties. We also offer four vegan varieties that you see here circled in blue. Those include the Thin Mint, the Peanut Butter Patty, the Lemonade, and the Gluten-Free Caramel Chocolate Chip. We also have a gluten-free variety, the gluten-free caramel chocolate chip, and all of our varieties are both halal and kosher certified, so even more customers are able to enjoy the cookies we offer. As we go through the training, you are going to hear me reference a package or a box versus a case. So I did want to level set here with what I'm talking about. A package or a box will be one single unit of cookies. Way back when, each of our cookies used to be in a true cardboard box, so I could easily say box. However, as we've become better stewards of our environment and shipping practices, we have transferred to some soft pack varieties like the peanut butter patties you see pictured, and our gluten-free variety caramel chocolate chip comes in a bag. So I do try to use the word package throughout the training just to be inclusive of all of the different types of packaging we have. When I say a case, however, I do mean a larger box. It is a case of 12 packages. What is nice about our baker is that each variety has the same amount of packages per case so that it's easy to know exactly how many your cookies you're getting when you're ordering a certain number of cases. Please note that when I do say a case, I am talking about 12 packages. That will be important as we talk about the initial order and things like that. So sometimes if you refer to a box and you're talking about a case, you may get one package. If you want a case, that's going to be 12 packages of an item. The most important feature, I believe, of our cookie program are the valuable skills that we are giving our girls through the cookie program. And so we have developed those into the 5 skills, which includes goal setting, decision making, money management, people skills, and business ethics. No matter where these Girl Scouts go in their future, the skills that they learn from the cookie program will follow them. Even if they decide not to enter the entrepreneurial world and want to work somewhere else, the skills that they are developing from the cookie program will follow them. It's always really fun while I'm out in the media doing interviews, when I talk with people who said they were a Girl Scout, and part of the reason they're in media today is because of the people skills that they developed in the cookie program. So it's really fun to see those things come back full circle, and these opportunities wouldn't be available for our Girl Scouts without your involvement. So thank you for all you do to offer this program to your Girl Scouts. This is the cookie program timeline. I'm going to go ahead and put all of the dates here on the screen for you. I'm not going to go through each and every one of the dates. I do want to mention that all of the dates are on the inside front cover of the Troop Cookie Coordinator Guide that is available at your local service center. A couple dates that I just wanted to highlight for you is December 15th. That was the day that Digital Cookie Girl registration emails go live. That is also the day that Girl Online sales may begin. So girls are able to share their posts on social media. They can have customers shop for digital ship options. And so direct ship orders will receive their cookies as soon as their order is processed. And anyone who orders girl delivery will be able to purchase their cookies and then are made aware that their cookies will be available on or after the cookie start date of February 13th. I do want to note that January 5th is the date that our booth scheduler will open. So if you want to schedule any of the council secured booths that we offer, that will be the date to get in and start to do that. We will cover booth scheduling and all of those details a little bit later in the training. The other due date that we haven't talked about quite yet is the initial order due date, due January 19th. We're going to talk about the initial order here in the coming slides, but I did want to highlight that due date for you. Again, all of these dates and more are on the inside front cover of your Troop Cookie Coordinator Guide, and those are available at your local service center. So that guide, as you see listed, is one of the key pieces of essential cookie paperwork that is available either at your local service center, from your local service unit coordinator, or if you want to reach out to your program coordinator, they can also connect with you to get paperwork. So that paperwork does include the troop envelope, the troop agreement form, parent permission forms, troop cookie coordinator guide, and receipt books. Order cards will be available. We do not have them yet. The baker will ship them to us in late January so that we can distribute them in mid-February or early February while we're doing our service unit initial order deliveries. If your troop is not placing an initial order this year, you are more than welcome to pick up order cards from your local service center or your service unit coordinator beginning February 5th as well. All of our cookie varieties are $6 per package. That does mean that our volunteers are able to trade any of the varieties at their local cupboard, including the gluten-free cookie. So for example, if your trefoils just aren't selling, you are welcome to come to your local service center or cupboard and trade those for a variety like Exploremores or Adventurefuls or Thin Mints that will sell better. I do want to note that troops are unable to return cookies to council. So we will not take cookies back from you. If you bring cookies to swap and you bring 6 packages, you will walk out of the door with 6 packages of a different variety. So we will trade, but we will not accept any returns on cookies. If you are a volunteer that likes to keep track of your cookie inventory down to the variety, unfortunately, we are unable to record cookie trades in Smart Cookie. So if you are wanting to keep that inventory down to a strict science, you are going to need to do that outside of the Smart Cookie system. The one other thing I'll mention with swaps is that cookies do need to be in good condition when swapped back to or traded back to our service center. Now, I do know that there are cookies through the shipping process are damaged, whether a forklift damages something or something happens and you don't notice it until you get to that case. We will absolutely take those back from you. What we're really looking to avoid is having cookies traded back to us that have any sort of odor, especially like smoke or pet odor, or are exhibiting any sort of damage that was not done by the shipping process. So we do reserve the right to turn away a trade if any of the boxes exhibit damage other than shipping or odor issues, because we can't then in good conscience trade those to other volunteers if and when that's needed. True profit is 65 cents for every package sold. We do have an opt-out option that we will talk about just a little bit later in the training where a troop can earn 90 cents per package sold. That is going to be for troops who are juniors or older, as well as those who are multi-level troops with at least one junior. We are again offering the $150 troop bonus to be earned. You do need to place an initial order and have a 1,000 package minimum order and also have a per girl average of 200 packages per girl by the end of the program, while also making sure that all of your troops cookie payments are complete by the final ACH on April 14th, 2026. That brings us to finances. I do encourage you to have any checks that you collect made out to Girl Scouts of Central Illinois or GSCI. That does give us a little bit more of an ability to help protect you in the case of an insufficient funds or NSF check. If they're made out to your troop, we have less ability to help protect you, but if they're made out to our council, we can absolutely help with that. As I mentioned, we do take three automatic withdrawals that we call an ACH. The first will be March 10th, 2026. That will be one third of your troop's initial order balance. I do want to note that each of these ACHs are less any digital cookie payments. So if your troop or Girl Scouts in your troop are having awesome online sales, that could offset the balance that you owe from your troop's initial order. With this ACH, if your troop did not place an initial order, you won't have an ACH on this date either. The second ACH will be March 24th. That will be one third of your troop's mid-March balance. Again, that's going to be less any digital cookie payments, so you could see a reduction in what you owe based on your troop's online sales. The third and final ACH will be on April 14th, 2026, and our council will take the remainder of your troops' cookie balance, again, less any digital cookie payments. As I mentioned, we will help you if your troop incurs any NSF checks from cookie payments. You have until June 9th, 2026 to turn in those checks to council. And if those checks were made out to Girl Scouts of Central Illinois or GSCI, we will be able to work with you and your bank to help offset any fees or any other issues that may come from those NSF checks. The biggest piece of finance advice that I can give you is to make receipts, ask for receipts, and save receipts. My general promising practice for receipts is that anytime there is cookies or money exchanging hands, there needs to also be a receipt going with that. So if you give parents cookies, they need a copy of the receipt, you need a copy of a receipt. If parents are giving you money for cookie payments, they need to receive a receipt and you need to keep a receipt for that as well. Best case scenario, you'll get to destroy all of those at the end of the cookie program and all is well. However, if you do incur or experience any issues with a Girl Scout and her caregiver owing money to your troop for cookies, maybe they're having a hard time selling their cookies or the caregivers haven't been communicative. At the end of the program, we do encourage our troops to fill out an outstanding balance form or an OSB form for any of the Girl Scouts that you're having trouble collecting money from. I do want to note that the OSB is not a punitive action. It's not a punishment. It really is protecting you and your troop in two different ways. First of all, when you turn this in by April 9th with parent permission forms and any and all receipts associated with that Girl Scout, our council will offset what we withdraw from your troop's bank account on April 14th based on what you tell us on that OSB form. So one, that protects your troop bank account from being overdrawn. Two, by completing an outstanding balance form, you turn over the responsibility of collecting this money to the council. So you can continue to have a great Girl Scout experience with that Girl Scout. You're not having to hound her for money. The council is working with her to collect that money, and you're able to just give her a great Girl Scout experience. So it doesn't matter if it's your own daughter, if it is your niece, your best friend's daughter, whatever it may be. It's not a punishment. In fact, if you fill out the form and turn it in April 9th and then they turn in the money April 10th, just give us a call. We'll destroy the form. No one's any the wiser. So it really is meant to protect you and your troop and the experience, and the troop bank account is protected as well. So if you have any questions about the outstanding balance form, don't hesitate to let us know. That does bring us to program eligibility. So a Girl Scout is eligible to participate in the cookie program as long as she has no outstanding balance or owes no money to GSCI and she has a signed parent permission form. As a troop, you are eligible to participate as long as your troop doesn't have an outstanding balance. When it comes to eligibility for cookie troop profit, there has been an update this year. So troops need to have at least two non-related Girl Scouts and two adults to be eligible to earn troop profit. So if your troop does not have unrelated Girl Scouts, you are either welcome to sell as a Juliet, which we also call an IRG or IRM, which which means that instead of troop profit, you'll earn a higher rate of cookie or travel dough, or your Girl Scouts will earn a higher rate of cookie or travel dough. You can also join forces with another troop that's in the same kind of situation and sell together to earn troop profit. So if you have questions about that eligibility, please reach out to your local membership engagement coordinator, program coordinator, myself, or our customer care team, and we'll be happy to help you. I'm going to pause here for questions. All right, hearing none, we're going to continue on. The Smart Cookie system, your volunteer emails will arrive on December 9th. Now, you have heard me reference both Smart Cookie and Digital Cookie, so perhaps you're wondering, well, which do I use for which? So, Smart Cookie is where you are going to spend, I would say, the majority of your time as the Troop Cookie manager. So Smart Cookies is going to be the baker software that's provided by ABC Baker. It is meant to be our inventory management website. So anything having to do with orders, whether that be an initial order, a planned order, reserving booths, scheduling your own booths, assigning cookies to girls, entering troop information, all of that is going to be done within Smart Cookie. Digital Cookie is going to be more of a support role for your Girl Scouts and their adults. Really, the main thing that you'll be able to do as a Troop Cookie manager in Digital Cookie is to work with Troop virtual booth orders, whether that be pending virtual booths or things like that. You can also take a look at rewards and just how your online sales and marketing are going by looking at the Digital Cookie dashboard. So I do want to note that in Digital Cookie, we do need a GSUSA ID number in order for the account to be activated. So you do need to be a registered volunteer in order to be able to use the Digital Cookie system. We do have a helpful handout on our website that helps determine which website you need to use for which activity. Our baker put that together for us, and I think it was extremely helpful and I still use it today, to determine which system a volunteer needs to use. So the first real key piece of the cookie program is going to be a troop initial order. Your troop does not have to place an initial order, however, it is highly encouraged. You are going to use the Smart Cookie system to place that initial order, and that order is going to be due January 19th by 11 p.m. So when we're thinking about the initial order, usually troops are worried about how many cookies they order, but not ordering too many cookies. So as a recommendation, our council recommends either ordering up to 75% of last year's total sales or 75% of last year's per girl average without exceeding ordering 200 boxes per girl. Now, if you are not an existing troop and you don't have sales data for last year, please do not worry. But if you are an existing troop, bringing in this 75% really does translate to sales success. When we go live on February 13th, our customers in our area are really going to be wanting cookies. And so making sure that you have 3/4 of last year's order available for your customers is going to be really helpful for you. If you don't have an initial order or your initial order is too low, that could mean you're missing sales opportunities. And by having these cookies on hand, girls can actually earn more, and the troop can earn more profit as well. So our council does offer two different initial order estimate spreadsheets. If you are an existing troop, we have a spreadsheet for you that uses last year's total sales or per girl average to help you kind of base your order. If you are a new troop, we use the number, or I should say the program per girl average, as well as the number of girls selling for your troop to help you estimate your troop's initial order as well. So that is going to be two different ways that you can estimate those. Those are going to be on our website. We also have an initial order estimate spreadsheet on our website, yes, but also in the Troop Cookie Coordinator Guide if you want to do that estimation by hand. However, I do recommend letting letting the Excel spreadsheet do the magic for you, and not having to worry about doing anything by hand. So we do just want to make sure that if you plan on having booths or going door to door or having cookies on hand when the sale goes live for that first week or two of the program, your troop really does need to place an initial order. While our local cupboards do have cookies, the cupboards are not designed to support each troop coming in and placing 100 or more case order. That will quickly deplete the cupboard and then could translate to future delivery delays as well. So the only way for your troop to guarantee the cookies that you're going to receive is by placing an initial and or any subsequent planned orders. So the goal of the cookie program is to have all cookies sold by March 29th, 2026. Again, that is not a hard and fast date. You can continue to sell the cookies if need be up until their expiration date. But again, that signals that we won't be bringing in any additional cookies after that March 29th date. So managing troop cookie inventory does require good inventory management practices. So we have lots of different tips in our troop cookie coordinator guide on our website, and I've also distilled some of them here for you. The first being to only order on commitments from caregivers. So if you text your troop and little Bella and her caregiver does not respond, I would recommend not ordering cookies for Bella until you hear from her. Again, you see this receipt here. It's always good to have a receipt signed before those caregivers take possession of the cookies. As I mentioned earlier, our council does not allow troops to return cookies to us. So as a good practice, you should also not allow caregivers to return cookies. You can absolutely help to make sure, hey, you're ordering quite a bit or things like that, but you aren't able to return any cookies that are returned to you. So it's best to just make sure you don't allow returns. Allowing demand to dictate your troops' orders is also going to be very helpful. 75% of all of our planned orders will be done in the first week and second week of the sale. Weeks 3, 4, 5, and 6 make up the last 25% of our orders. So that really clearly shows you that customer demand is really, really high those first 2 weeks. After that, it's still there, but it's more of a trickle and less of a flood. It's also a good idea to stay current with your troops cookie inventory. That is the purpose of ABC Smart Cookie. But again, if you want to keep track of things down to the variety and you do some trades, you are going to need to keep track of those outside of Smart Cookie. And finally, utilizing planned order opportunities for additional cookie demands. We'll talk about the planned order here in just a few slides and what that means for you and your troop. So our digital cookie emails for troops should arrive on December 9th. If you don't receive one, please reach out to our customer care team, your membership engagement coordinator, or your program coordinator. Our Girl Scout invitations will arrive on December 15th. That will come from email at email.girlscouts.org. And so if there is not an email, we do encourage everyone to make sure to check their junk and promotions and spam folders as well, just in case. Once you do get that email, our caregivers will follow the prompts from the invitation, use the caregiver's email as a username, set up their site, work with the caregiver to approve it, add customer names and emails, and then send emails. So again, if a girl does not receive her welcome email, you can contact our customer care team. There's the phone number or email address, and we'd be happy to get her added to the system as soon as possible. So our customers who shop from our Girl Scouts digital cookies does have 3 different options when it comes to buying cookies. The first could be shipped orders where FedEx will directly ship to a customer's home. There are shipping rates we'll look at on the next slide here. In-person delivery is when cookies are delivered to the customer by the Girl Scout, but the order was placed and paid for online. And finally, if our customer is not interested in cookies, they can place a donation to the military via our Operation Cookie Share program. What's great about Digital Cookie is that all of these options are paid for via credit card, so there isn't any physical money to collect. So, as I mentioned earlier, we did decrease our shipping fees for 2026. Tier A and Tier B were both decreased by $1. So, you can see the new prices there listed out for you. That same breakdown is available in the Troop Cookie Coordinator Guide as well. I do want to note that we are able to ship to Hawaii, Alaska, Puerto Rico, an APO, FPO, or DPO address, as well as Guam and the Virgin Islands for a $5 surcharge on top of the fees that you see listed here. In-person delivery is going to be a great option for any of our customers that are local, family, friends, neighbors, teachers. Caregivers get an email for each order where they are asked to either approve or decline the order. So they really do have the power to make sure that their Girl Scout is safe and not delivering to someone that they're uncomfortable with. I do want to note that there is a 5-day deadline. The email or the order must be approved within 5 days. It can be approved via the email or through the digital cookie app or website. If that order is not approved or declined, it will default to the customer's second choice, whether they designate and donate that order or cancel the order. If the order is declined, then it will be the customer will be made aware and they won't be charged. And if it's approved, they will also be made aware and told to be looking forward to their cookies. So once it's approved, the Girl Scout will deliver to the customer, and there is no minimum order for our customers who select in-person delivery. So, as a troop, you are going to assign these cookies in a couple of different ways. Some troops choose to pre assign cookies to each Girl Scout. So, they might say each girl is going to get 24 packages. You fill your orders from there and then come back when you need more. Other troops decide to assign cookies on an order by order basis, completing a troop to girl transfer in Smart Cookie for each order a Girl Scout receives. So that would mean they'd come to you and say, "Hey, I have an order for a peanut butter patty and a Thin Mint." You'd give them those cookies, they deliver them, you do a troop to girl transfer in Smart Cookie, and then repeat the process as needed for the girl. So that's really up to you and your troop on how you'd like to manage that, whether you'd like to give, a troop to girl transfer of 24 packages to each girl, or you'd rather do things on an order by order basis. Once the girl or her caregiver marks the order as complete, then that information is sent over to Smart Cookie as a completed order and will help her work towards her rewards. And then as a volunteer, you can view your Girl Scouts orders in Smart Cookies from the Manage Orders tab or on the digital cookie platform in several different places as well. So we've placed our initial order. Our Girl Scouts have online sales going on. Now it's time to pick up our initial order. Initial order deliveries will be happening throughout our council February 6th through the 12th. Your local service unit will communicate with you when and where the cookie pickup will be. So be on the lookout for that information. If you don't know who your service unit coordinator is, feel free to reach out and we'd be happy to connect you with them. The biggest thing that we can do for delivery is to make sure that you are bringing a vehicle large enough for all of your cookies, so that way you are able to pick up all of your cookies in one fell swoop. So our service unit delivery sites do require that all of the troops' cookies be picked up at one time. So in order to achieve that, we do need to make sure that our volunteers are bringing a large enough vehicle or multiple vehicles in order to pick up your troops' initial order. So we have seen it all. We've seen horse trailers, U-Hauls, a parade of minivans, all of those kinds of things. We do offer a sizing guide in the Troop Cookie Coordinator Guide on how many cases. Again, that is a larger box of 12 packages. So how many cases will fit in your type of vehicle? Please note, however, that those numbers are based off of a clean and empty vehicle. So if you are going to try to get your whole order in one vehicle, please make sure that car seats, your Sam's order for the month, all of those things are not in the back of your car so that we have a clean, empty space to load everything into. The delivery location will also be a great time to sign and submit your Troop Cookie Coordinator agreement. We'll also have order cards there, as well as any additional paperwork that you may need as we get closer to the cookie program. So that does bring us to the direct sale that will start on February 13th and run through March 29th. Throughout those direct sales, you are able to take advantage of our planned orders. Those are one order per week that are able to supply additional troop inventory needs to you. These do not need to be ordered in cases. You can order by the package. One thing I failed to mention when we were talking about the initial order is that you will place the initial order by the package, but it will round up to the nearest case. So for example, if you order 13 Thin Mints, you're going to receive 24 or 2 cases. Those extra 11 can be used as booth inventory or extra troop inventory as needed. However, these planned orders are nice because you can truly order those 13 Thin Mints and receive said 13 Thin Mints. So the first planned order will be due February 15th by 8 p.m. and the last planned order will be due March 22nd. I do want to note that if you are in an area that offers an express cupboard or one of those easy locations to pick up a planned order, you'll do want to make sure that you choose between the cupboard options, that you choosing the correct cupboard that you want to visit later that week. So our full service cupboards are going to be in Bloomington, Peoria, and Springfield. Those are going to be open February 6th through April 5th. That is where you can come and place a walk-in order. So that means you didn't plan this beforehand. You are going to come in and order a case or two of each variety or something like that. You are able to come in and pick those up, and then we will do the receipt paperwork for you. And so we will take walk-ins there. We will also trade out varieties there. At these locations, we are going to have some extended cookie hours on Friday, February 13th, 20th, and 27th. We will be open 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. before we revert back to our normal Friday hours of 8 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. for the remaining Fridays of the cookie program. So in Champaign, your full service cupboard is going to be at the Hutchcraft Warehouse. In Decatur, that is going to be at 2909 North Main Street. That's at one of the old shopping centers. There's a vacancy there that we have a nice cupboard location. In Quincy, your full service cupboard is going to be at either the Quincy Storage Warehouse or the Quincy Bus Barn. As we get that more narrowed down from the warehouse, we will absolutely let you know. So all three of these locations will function as full service, so they will have planned orders, pickup, they will have walk-in orders and trades. Unfortunately, these locations aren't able to offer any extended hours because they are not our council property. So I do encourage you to reach out to your local program coordinator in Champaign, Decatur, or Quincy for cupboard hours to make sure that you are going to go at a time that they are open. So our express cupboards are going to be maintained by volunteers. In most cases, those cookies are going to arrive on Friday. These express cupboards are meant for planned order pickup only. So the volunteers coordinating those cupboards will work with the volunteers who placed orders. Once all of the troops have picked up their cookie orders, then the cupboard is closed. Sometimes our warehouses will deliver to the cupboards to the nearest case. So there may be a few packages for trades or a walk-in order at that express cupboard, but I would not count on that. An express cupboard's purpose is to be a planned order pickup location. So these express cupboards are going to be open anywhere from the first week to the first 3 weeks of the 6 planned order weeks. After week 3, all planned orders will be picked up at your nearest cupboard. So if you're a Decatur troop, that would be in Decatur, Bloomington, and so on. So planned orders, what you can expect is that we are going to order on an as-needed basis. Due to a change in ABC Baker's delivery standard, we may see a delay in receiving some of our orders if it is under the size that they require. So some deliveries could take up to 10 business days. So typically, if a volunteer places a planned order on a Sunday night, you can expect to pick it up later that following week. But if we do see that 10 business day delivery window, they could potentially be picking up that planned order into the second following week. So that is why planned orders are so important this year, is to make sure that you do have the inventory you need when you need it. Another feature of the direct sale program is cookie booths. Cookie booths are a great opportunity for your troop to share your goals, to help meet your goals. Those are going to be great in high traffic, high visibility areas. As a council, we work with some locations to offer booths. So those examples would be things like Schnucks or Walmart or Sam's Club. But troops are also more than welcome to secure your own, not at those locations, but at the mom and pop shop downtown in your community, at the Casey's General Store in town, places like that that we don't already secure for you. As long as girls are welcome to be patrons at that location, girls are welcome to host a cookie booth. So I do want to note that establishments where people under the age of 18 are not welcome would not be a good cookie booth location. And even things like a bar and grill, if they, shut off to normal patrons or anyone under 21 at 9 p.m., then none of our Girl Scouts should be at that location after 9 p.m. This is also a great way to share donations and collect donations for Operation Cookie Share at cookie booths as well. So troops and girls can begin to host cookie booths on February 13th. We are working on Walmart and Sam's Club. I was able to place requests with them, and so we will do our best to secure other council-sponsored booth sites for our troops as well. So I am going to skip this slide because we have reached an agreement with Walmart. As your local Walmart approves my request, I am adding them to the Smart Cookie system, so stay tuned. If you don't see your local Walmart listed yet, that does mean I have not received approval from them yet. Please do not go to your local Walmart and secure your own booths. GSUSA and Walmart Corporation have a national agreement, and we don't want to breach that agreement in any way. Our Smart Cookie Booth Scheduler are going to be the locations that our council secures that are available for you to schedule. Last year, we offered over 1,800 individual booth times to troops throughout the council, and I am extremely proud of that number. That's nearly double what the next best council does, and so I am really excited about this opportunity that we're able to give our troops. So online reservations will begin at 9 a.m. on January 5th. January 5th through the 8th is a first come, first serve reservation where each troop is allowed two booths, one premium, so a Walmart or a Sam's Club, and one non-premium. If your troop is not interested in a Walmart, you can sign up for two non-premium booths. Open reservation then will begin January 9th, where troops can go back in to sign up for any additional council secured booths that they desire. I do just ask that you be a sister to every Girl Scout, and if there are multiple opportunities at your local Walmart, to not take each and every one, to leave them for other troops, especially if there are other troops in your area. As locations let me know that they want to be added to the scheduler, I will be adding them continually throughout the season. But again, you are not limited to council secured booth locations. You are able to secure your own. I do recommend that if you secure your own booth location, that you enter that into Smart Cookie using the Troop Cookie Coordinator Guide instructions. I also show you how to do that in the Smart Cookie Digital Cookie demo. But once you enter those, then you will be able to be visible on the National Cookie Locator so that as customers are looking for cookies and type in their zip code, they will see when and where your troop booth is being hosted. This is also why we understand life happens and booths may sometimes need to be canceled. So we do ask that you try to release that booth in Smart Cookie if you know you're not going to be there, or at least offer it to another troop if possible. Otherwise, we do have customers that will come forward and say they went to a location at 9 a.m. because they saw that a troop was there and nobody was there, and they are upset, and we don't want upset customers. So please make sure to try to release that or give it to another troop if possible. Another reason to enter your troops cookie booths and also to use the National Cookie Locator is for our Secret Shopper program. It is back this year, so secret shoppers will be randomly selecting cookie booths. They use the Cookie Locator to find them, so they do need to be in there. But these secret shoppers are not the cookie police. They are simply people we have recruited to help us visit booths around the council to check in with girls and see if they know about booth etiquette, and to see if they're also able to share their cookie goals and knowledge. So if they are able to successfully complete our secret shoppers tasks, they will receive a black-footed ferret patch, similar to the one that you see on the screen here. As I mentioned too, booths are a great opportunity to collect Operation Cookie Share donations. Troops do earn $1 for each package donated, so the natural 65 cents per package will appear automatically. The remaining 35 cents, to round it up to $1, will be added manually at the conclusion of the sale. So please don't be alarmed if you don't see that right away. We do have to add that by hand at the end of the sale. Then I work with Operation Santa, Soldiers, Angels, as well as our baker to deliver these cookies to all kinds of Blue Star mom groups, National Guard, different bases around our area, as well as first responders as well. As a volunteer, there are going to be different ways to enter our Operation Cookie Share donations. So if a girl received a donation in person or through an in-person delivery, those will need to be entered into Smart Cookies. You'll use page 37 to help you enter those. If a donation is made at a booth, then you can use the Smart Cookie Booth Divider to assign those donations to girls. And finally, if a donation is made via a shipped only order, those will automatically transfer over to the girls, so there isn't any work for your part on those shipped donations for you. So that brings us then to the final phase of the cookie program, our patches and recognition phase. So reward orders do need to be placed and submitted in Smart Cookie in order for girls to receive the rewards that they earned. If you don't go in and submit that in Smart Cookie, the troop reward order will not be placed. So you are going to use Smart Cookie to place that, and page 40 has instructions on how to enter that. If I do have to go in and enter any or all of a parts troop reward order, I will choose cookie dough where applicable. Those orders are going to be due April 2nd. If you miss that deadline, you are still able to submit a troop reward order. You just may see a slight delay in receiving those recognitions. Our baker will fill every council's initial orders first, and then we'll go and backfill any missing orders after that. Rewards will be available for pickup by the troop volunteer or caregivers on May 15th. I do want to note that rewards are cumulative, so that does include everything except the 1800 package level if a girl earns the Disney or Universal trip or the MacBook Pro. She does waive that $350 gift card to help offset the cost for that trip or the laptop. Otherwise, all of the other rewards are cumulative. Cookie dough is also will accumulate. So for example, a girl who sells 500 packages could earn up to $55 in cookie dough based on the selections that she makes. As I talked about really early on in the training, there is an opt-out option for our troop. So if a troop is multi-level, you may opt out as long as the troop has agreed and you have one junior. Otherwise, this is for junior or older troops. This does mean that a troop is opting out of receiving all rewards in exchange for extra profit. So this does include any of the reward items like plush or a cup or things like that. That also includes cookie and travel dough as well as free memberships. Troops who opt out will receive any earned patches, but that will be the only items that will be received. So to opt out, then you will receive an extra 25 cents per package to make the opt out total 90 cents. This is an entire troop option. I cannot do a girl by girl opt out, so your troop might have to take a vote to see if this is going to be an option for you. You'll go to the Troop Information tab in Smart Cookie to opt out, and I do ask that you opt out by January 19th so that I can get things in place with our baker as we move forward in the cookie program. Cookie dough is an online credit that is emailed to girls at the end of the program, and these credits can be used for registering for council events or programs, to register for their membership year. Also, we will take a look in a couple slides at some special cookie dough only items that will be available. So all of those are great options for cookie dough. As a volunteer, you can also use your Girl Scouts cookie dough for troop purchases, as long as their caregiver signs that cookie dough permission form for you. I do want to note that cookie dough will expire on September 19th, and if a girl wants to shop online, she must redeem her cookie dough code for an online code, and that due date is going to be September 5th, so that way we have plenty of time to turn that around with GSUSA, get a new code, send that back to the girl, and allow her to have time to shop prior to September 19th. Travel Dough is also an online code. This is more for our travel-minded Girl Scouts and is an opportunity to assist girls with travel experiences. So Travel Dough can be used for GSCI Council-sponsored trips, council travel camps, Girl Scout destinations, and national convention. What's great about Travel Dough is that it can be earned for a total of 5 cookie seasons and then will expire on the 5th year of that cookie season. So for example, girls that earn cookie dough in the 2026 program it'll expire in September of 2031. So just like cookie dough, girls that choose Travel Dough will be emailed their code at the end of the program. They can choose Travel Dough instead of cookie dough at each of those levels. And then Travel Dough also is non-refundable and cannot be transferred between Girl Scouts. So our girls can earn rewards based on 3 different categories: their total packages sold, their shipped only sales, and their Operation Cookie Share donations. So girls can choose to participate in any or all categories to earn rewards. And here is a really quick glimpse at that reward program for you. We do have this on what we call a recognition insert one-sheeter. It's also within the Troop Cookie Coordinator Guide as well. A couple call outs that I want to make on this quickly. First is the GSUSA membership is moved from 250 to 300 packages, but I am very proud to have it at that 300 package level. I do feel that it is achievable there, and am proud of that opportunity. Additionally, I am very excited that at the 500 package level, we are offering a Build-A-Bear workshop credit. This is only eligible at our Build-A-Bear location in Champaign, but it allows a girl to get a bear, a couple of other accessory things, plus a couple outfits. If you live too far from Champaign, we will absolutely work with you to make sure you get the bear that you want, but it cannot be redeemed at any other Build-A-Bear location. So just a couple of notes there. As I mentioned earlier too, we do have cookie dough only boutique items. So girls can use their cookie dough to purchase any of these 5 items that you see here on the screen. We will also have a My First Cookie sale as well as booth sale patches available for $1.50 again this year. You can come into your local boutique or place an order with a boutique for these patches. They do go quickly, so you will want to get them ordered or purchased as soon as you can after the first of the year. So that brings us really quickly to our resources and trainings. This slide here covers all of the different resources. Smart Cookie has a resources tab. They have a Flickr site, a YouTube channel. Digital Cookie has a really robust help section, and our Girl Scout website, the Cookies Plus section, is going to be a treasure trove of resources for you there as well. So all of those are great options for you. If you need assistance, here are all of the different people that you could reach out to: our customer care team, your local program coordinators, your local membership engagement coordinator, our website. Here's ABC Baker's Help Desk support line, as well as my email and phone number as well. So I wanted to thank you again for taking the time to view this training about the 2026 cookie program. If you have any questions, please feel free to contact any of the people on that previous slide or our customer care team, and we'll be happy to help. Thanks again for your time, and I hope that you have a great cookie season. Good luck.